Alright, so this week I'm going to talk about being on the defense. Basically, what that's talking about is whenever somebody approaches me and uses the wrong term or thinks that I'm a girl, what do I do? And do I feel like I should be defensive about it and stuff like that? I don't like it. It really bothers me, like, to the extent that it pisses me off a lot. Working at Walmart and like having to deal with customers constantly and them calling you by the wrong pronouns, that got really aggravating. So I actually, I'm not really the type to say anything about it because well, for one, my job wouldn't let me. My store manager told me that he wouldn't let me do that, so I couldn't correct them. And so I couldn't really do that, and I couldn't let it continue to piss me off. So basically what I did was I changed my name tag to my middle name, which is Matthew, and I got called sir a lot more after that because Skylar is just, it's an androgynous name, and that's actually why I picked it, but now it's kind of aggravating me. But I still like my name, I'm not going to change it. But I picked Matthew and I put that on there on my name tag instead, and after that, like, I didn't get as many she's or hers, and so it wasn't as bad, and that helped a lot. It helps a lot. Whenever somebody randomly comes up to me and will call me a her or she, stuff like that, and use ma'am and stuff like that, sometimes I correct them. It just depends on the circumstances. If I have to show my ID, then I don't, because obviously, on my ID it's female and then my birth name and everything, so I can't really do that then. But sometimes I will correct them if it's an appropriate situation. But then other times I don't know how to go about it, and I don't want to make them feel bad, so I don't. And then sometimes also, like, if you think about it, people that don't have gender dysphoria and aren't transgender, they don't always correct somebody whenever they say the wrong pronoun. I mean, it's not really a constant thing that they have to do, and whenever it does occur, they just blow it off. So I don't want to constantly be correcting people. I think a lot of times I just don't say anything because of that. And then at the same time, whenever I don't say anything, it kind of ticks me off. So I don't know. It's like a balance I have to do, and I'll do things more subtly than anything. Like, every time before I go to school that semester, I have to email my teachers and tell them that I'm transgender and tell them what name I go by and everything, and that way they know that I don't go by my birth name and call me by male pronouns and use the name Skylar and everything when addressing me. That way I don't have any problems in class. So I do that, and that's one thing that I do to help get rid of that situation. But then also in my different classes, I'll refer to myself when I was younger, I was a little boy. Like, this semester I had a speech class, and actually our first speech we had to tell about ourselves, and so I referred to myself as like when I was a little boy, blah blah blah, and so that helps. And I don't know, I feel like going to the bathroom, I've had a few instances where somebody might say, that's the men's bathroom, and I'll just be like, I know, and then they feel stupid. But that hasn't happened very often. It probably happened more often whenever I first started playing as a guy. That's not the right term at all. Whenever I first started my journey in my transition, it happened a lot more, and now it doesn't really ever happen. Generally, I can pass fairly well whenever I go into the bathroom. But there's always still that worry that they're gonna find out. But other than that, like, that's really how I am whenever somebody says the wrong terms. It makes me cringe. It really makes me cringe, and especially if they know me from back before I was transgender. I realized that I was transgender before I started transitioning, and they call me by my birth name. That's a big one that that bugs the crap out of me. And a lot of times, like, if I'm able to, then I will correct them. Not that I have to, like, yell at them across the store or something, or across from wherever I'm at, then I don't, because I don't want to, make it inappropriate. But yeah, I'll subtly make comments, and then I'll correct people that I know from back then. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty interesting, because there's a wedding coming up that I'm going to, and it's with a bunch of people that I used to go to church with. So yeah, that's gonna be really interesting to see what I do. Yeah, but anyways, that's pretty much it as far as what I do. There's a lot more people that are more sensitive about it. And I'm pretty sensitive about it, but I just don't say anything. But there's some people that it generally pisses them off, and they get really defensive about it. But I'm not like that. I try to be appropriate and be respectful, because that's what I want. So I try to do that to other people as well. But yeah, I hope you guys are alright, and peace out.